I'm onto a new bike, 2017 S1000RR in matte black, part of the individual paint, and today I'm fitting some more Ilmberger parts. This is the Ilmberger Carbon Fibre Bellypan for the 2017-2018 S1000RR, supplied by Performance Parts in the UK. And if you're familiar with Ilmberger, they make the best and the highest quality carbon parts for many motorcycle brands. So just before I go ahead and fit it, just give you a quick look at the quality of the finish. It is awesome. And then I'll go on to talk a little bit about what's been happening in the bike world for me and why I've not really been doing any videos for some time. First things first, when you take the old bottom fairing off of the motorbike, off of the RR, you'll need to remove these grommets from the side. There's some little rubber grommets on the sides there, 3 in fact, 2 on the near side, 1 on the off side, and they go into the Ilmberger part, as you can see there, and fit in nicely, and that gives you some compression against the bracket and enables you to tighten them up properly. So, sorry, it's 1 on the near side and 2 on the off side. So 1 there, 1 on this back part here, and then 1 just on this near side, as I've shown you. They come fitted with these little grills. There looks to be some glue or some polish residue inside there, so I'll get a little brush and some alcohol cleaner just to take that off. But as you can see, the finish on the inside is fantastic, and every single Ilmberger part is serialised, and that's underneath the lacquer, which I think is a nice touch. Helps if you're speaking to Ilmberger about the part, they'll just ask you for the serial number. And here is my new, I say new at Christmas, 2017 S1000RR. I've already put on the carbon rear hugger from Ilmberger, R&G tail tidy, some crash bungs and some other bits, and I'll do a full walk around of all the rest of it to show you what I've put on the bike. Got an Akrapovic stubby GP exhaust on there, and the reason I'm going for the carbon belly pan on the bottom is because of that monstrosity, the Euro 4 back box dustbin, which is hideous, and I don't want to put a full system on this because I don't want to be remapping the bike, and as it's brand new I want to be retaining the warranty, etc. So that belly pan covers that up quite nicely and makes the bike look a bit prettier. So on we go to the fitting. Another really important point is on the existing fairing. On the front part you have these screw tabs which enable you to affix it. So you need to place those onto the Ilmberger piece so that when you're screwing in these front pieces they have something to attach to. Is just slide them on like so and then slot it in behind this plastic piece here, like so, and then you'll see that gives you the facility to be able to screw in so that it sits flush, and that's using the original parts from the original fairing piece. You get this part in this little bag from Ilmberger, which is a small piece of nicely fabricated carbon bracket which goes on the side of the bike, which I shall just demonstrate and pop on now to explain where it fits in comparison to the rest of the belly pan. So on the near side where the foot stand is, you will see the hole where you place the bracket. This is the Ilmberger fabricated bracket, and simply, oh, he says, dropping it on the floor, the bracket goes onto here at that angle and then onto the side of the part. So it's a simple screw through there below the chain into that hole and then onto the side of the actual belly pan. Once that's on there, and you'll notice that it sits flush on the top of the little metal piece that comes out there. It comes down at this angle, and then that hole goes through and lines up with that part there, and that's where that screw will go. So I'm going to start now by attaching the belly pan, starting with the upper fairings one at a time to line them up, and then go round and connect the rest of the belly pan in. All in all, it should be about a 10-15 minute job. It's very straightforward to take the original belly pan off, and I would say this is a 3 out of 10 difficulty. It's just a question of lining everything up nicely at the end. The next thing you need to do on the exhaust side is remove this original bracket piece from the standard fairing. Just use a 15mm socket or an adjustable spanner, as I'm doing, just to take this nut off. Take some patience, obviously needs to go anti-clockwise, and then once that's off, that piece on the Ilmberger goes up and fits nicely against it. So as you can see, underneath here we have the existing bracket from the bottom that attached to the original fairing piece, as well as the holes for the screws for the front. And as you can see on the Ilmberger bracket, these have the necessary tabs for those screws to go through to fit, to give you an OEM finish. Some nice holes at the bottom there for cooling of the exhaust, and then obviously a nice big hole there to keep the dustbin nice and cool. And there's also drainage holes in the bottom, like the standard can, for the condensation runoff pipes that come from the rad. So probably the easiest thing to do when you start off is to attach the bottom pieces to this existing sort of radiator air vent shroud thing. You do that by manipulating the screws from the bottom with one hand, put your other hand through here with the wheel turned and guide them into those holes. Just nip them up with your hands and then go round, fitting the rest. See, that is now bolted in. Now that piece has been removed, which originally was sticking out flush with the original fairing, it's nice as this brings the Ilmberger fairing in tight around all of these parts here. And now what you need to do is just work your way back up along the side of the fairing, putting the rest of the bolts in and adjoining the front nicely. Now the Ilmberger S1000RR 2017 belly pan fitted, and as you can see, covers up that exhaust nicely. Nice snug fit at the front.